Hello and welcome to the Boomtown Hoops post-game show. I'm your host, Bobby Howard. With me, as you know, most times, we got Cody, we got Jesse, and we're here to break down what. Hey, guess what? Did anyone order another loss? Because we got another loss. This time at the hands of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Wizards take down the Thunder 119 to 107. And just another game where the Thunder just kind of ran out of steam. They definitely played this one a lot closer than they had in the past in some of the other kind of tougher losses. But at the end, Davis Bertans is just too much from three. Cody, good to have you back. So does losing to Russell Westbrook make this even I guess more easy to watch, or what was your thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, 11 straight losses, 13 of the last 14. So it's been a tough stretch for the Thunder this past after the All-Star break. But yeah, I mean, watching Russell Westbrook at least put up a triple-double was enjoyable, even though he shot the ball poorly, which is something we were certainly accustomed to towards the latter end of his career with the Thunder. But really, I mean, it was just a kind of an average game from everybody besides Bazley. Honestly, not a really bad game from a lot of the other guys, but they shot the ball from three well, out-rebounded the Wizards, and they actually shot the ball pretty well from the free throw line, which kind of kept them in the game towards the end. So at least it was pretty enjoyable towards the end, and then, they just kind of let the reins loose with about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of how it happens sometimes. It's a young team. I wouldn't expect a lineup of Bazley, Poku, Kenny Hustle, and Maladone to know how to close games in the NBA, especially with a Wizards team that's really trying to win, trying to get into that play-in game. Jesse, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah, I think we kept it close most of the game. The free throw line kind of kept us in it. The takeaway in this one for me definitely is Darius Bazley. I think he was making excellent decisions. He was attacking early, finished with 26 points. So if it wouldn't have been for that performance from him, this game would have been pretty tough for me. So yeah, I don't know. If your team tank, you better start rooting for the Yankees, because if the Yankees and the Thunder both are not winning, I'm about to be insufferable, so I don't know how much more I can take.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that has to be kind of tough. But all of your teams are just out to get you, just trying to make it the worst spring ever, I guess.
I know, I'm not thriving, so
oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer. Hey, it could be far worse. I know how it feels. At least Look, the sport of soccer is blowing up in our face right now, so everyone's having a bad time over here. But anyways, Bazley, definitely the highlight of tonight's game. A career-high 26 points. Really pretty solid shooting the ball, 7 for 19. Got to the free throw line, was super aggressive, 11 for 13 from the stripe. I was excited. We called on him a little bit, yesterday when we were recapping the Toronto game, that we wanted to see him be a little bit more aggressive, and he definitely did that, getting to the rim. Cody, a little bit more about Bazley. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to detonate on some guys tonight, which is good to see him aggressive out there trying to posterize some guys. I don't think he connected with one. I think he got fouled on every single big attempt that he had. But yeah, he looked good. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but was really efficient at the free throw line, hitting 11 of 13. And so whenever he was getting fouled, he was obviously getting to the basket, getting fouled that much. And, made the most of his attempts at the charity stripe. It was, good to see him out there, without Dort, SGA, and all the other young guys that he was playing with. It was good to see him kind of thrive and do pretty good. So it was even interesting to see Russ on him a lot. So it was kind of weird looking at someone who looks like Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant's frame. Just kind of odd.
It was kind of funny, and they would. I noticed they were kind of going up against each other a lot, which I thought was really interesting. I don't know if that was Russ just trying to intimidate him or what, but I don't know. I was here for it. It was fun. So another matchup we had here, Teo Maladone. While he didn't get the triple double, like Russell Westbrook did. He did do not a bad job. 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jesse, how did you like Maladone against Russ and the crew? Did you think he held his own okay?
I think the takeaway for me is in this game and last game, I think he finished the game pretty strong. So probably a quieter start than what I would want, but I do think he finished pretty okay. He had the 14 points. He drew the offensive foul on Russ at the end. So, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with his performance tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty good for a rookie. You kind of forget that he's been around so long that you forget he's, just a rook out there. But he did pretty good, I would say for sure. Sneaky good performance. Tony Bradley, 16 points, despite having 4 fouls in the first couple of minutes of the game. Pretty good turnaround for Tony. So good on him. Other than that, Cody, any scrappy, kind of secretly great performances tonight?
Not particularly. I would say that Ty Jerome kind of had he made some pretty big shots. Him and Svi kind of seemed like the bench. Those two guys kind of lifted up the bench in some times whenever they needed some big shots because they were starting to fall behind double digits. They would kind of cut it down, to 8, 9, a couple of different times. So I just thought that they played pretty scrappy and for them, kind of reclamation projects in OKC right now. They're negative wingspan guys. So if they can go out there shoot like they've been shooting, it's going to be good for the bench for sure.
Yeah, I gotta say, Jerome and Svi are kind of, a bit of a Spider-Man meme sort of thing, and it showed on the box score tonight. 11 points for both of them, 3 for 5 from 3 for the both of them. So, good. Shout out, Jerome and Svi, doing pretty good out there. I like that combination. Jesse, your thoughts? And if you had to choose one, which one would you pick?
I think probably Ty Jerome. He made some pretty big threes. That one, he was way behind the line. And I think the shot clock was expiring. So I do think Svi had a solid night. But if I had to pick, I would pick Ty Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome, I think he's just a little bit more dynamic. I like the way he moves the ball around. I definitely would give the edge to Jerome for sure. Well, got to talk about some disappointments. Not a great night for Moses Brown. Only 15 minutes out there. 0 points. 6 rebounds. Okay. Are we getting worried about Moses Brown, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of, not a good amount of tape, but there's some tape out there on him and what his limitations are and what he excels at. So, I think that people are just game planning for him, and he's not exactly the biggest presence down low to be a shot blocker. And so once guys are getting in the lane against him, it's just kind of not providing a lot. And then if he's not out there feasting on the boards or getting easy buckets, he's kind of just a traditional center that's not inept to play a big amount of rotation minutes on an NBA team. So he's super young. I think he's only 21 still. So he's got a lot of room to improve. It's just good for him to get these reps and out there being in a real NBA game. And hopefully he can just grow forward from that. And not super worried, but definitely the tape is out there on him for sure.
Yeah, and that's just his next step in his evolution. He's got to learn how to, take that step, get a little bit better. But yeah, before we go, we'd be remiss if we didn't give a wholehearted happy birthday to Lugans Dort, 22. Makes me feel a little old. That's okay. I'm just happy for Lou. So Jesse, I want to ask you this, because let's talk about happier things. What is your favorite Lou Dort moment ever?
So I think this just is a testament to his style of play, and I don't think it ranks anywhere on his all-time plays, but whenever we were playing the Lakers, I liked how aggressive he was, and one time he just plowed through the lane and ran right over Anthony Davis, and I don't know why I remember that. I just kind of link that with how aggressive he is sometimes. I do think that he's evolved a little bit, and we've seen him kind of pull up and hit the jumper instead of plowing people over. But one of my favorite things about Lou is how aggressive he is. So I don't think it ranks top 5, but for me, that's something I always remember.
Yeah, I love it. He just goes for it. He doesn't look like a nervous guy out there. When you brought up Lakers, and I immediately thought of him trying to guard LeBron, where he's just putting his hands out there earlier this season.
See, that's definitely more top 5. I should have went that route.
But it's more. Well, no, I that's the thing. I like. That's the thing about Lou is he has these little moments where you're like, I love this guy. It doesn't have to be these big bombastic things that are shared on social media a bunch. That's not how Lou Dort is. It's these understated little moments for sure. Cody, your favorite Lou Dort moment?
Even though it ended poorly, I'd say Game 7 against the Rockets, probably my favorite Lou Dort moment so far. For him to be ice cold that entire series and then just step up in Game 7 and score 30 points and still defend James Harden at a elite level was just a great game to watch. And yeah, it sucked the way it ended, but kind of vaulted him into cult status, especially with Barstool Big Cat. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's easy to take that moment for granted in these days of, 30-point Lou Dort games and buzzer beaters and all this sort of stuff. But, that first 30-point game where he really blew up on the Rockets, we were all losing our minds. It was just such a stressful game. And it just was surreal. You gotta love it out of Lou. I think it probably was that when he first started guarding Harden in that series, where he really just knew step for step what Harden was doing, and it was just beautiful because after all these years of watching all of our guys struggle against Harden, even the great mighty Andre Robertson, not even really perfectly great against him. It was just perfect to see someone finally have Harden's number, and I loved it. I agree. I agree, Wash. Yuck D both ways. Weird game. And hello. But that's all I got for tonight. Cody, Jesse, any final thoughts? Cody, I'll let you start.
Get ready for some more losses, guys. It's going to be an interesting end to this season. The tank is fully engaged for sure.
Yeah, we are in the final stretch here for the Thunder. Not a lot of games left. We're only about a month away from the play-in tournament, so it's coming up quick. Enjoy it while you can. Jesse, your thoughts on yet another night of misery for the Thunder, and anything you want to say before we sign off?
I had asked for a Moses Brown double-double when the game started. Instead, I got 2 quick fouls. He had 4 before half, 0 points, I think 6 rebounds. I'm gonna need more. I'm not worried, but that's not it for me. I think he was significantly outplayed by Tony Bradley tonight. So he's on my radar and not for good things. He can win me back, but I need a better game than these past 2.
Yeah, completely understandable. He's just gotta get it back into his former groove. Got to figure it out. The teams of the NBA figured him out. You got to take that step and grow beyond that. But that's all we got. Up next, we got Wednesday at Indiana. Probably not great there either because they're also in a playoff hunt. But they are on a 3-game losing streak, so you never know. I don't know. We'll see how it is. Their last game, the last win of theirs, and their last 5 against the Rockets. So, hey, if you're one of those people who just wants one win, let's dream, let's believe. But until then, we're signing off. Cody, Jesse, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks to all of y'all for watching. So until then, enjoy your night. Thunder up.